one's called El Camino. It's by Amos Lee.
To that mission bed, gonna wash my soul, gonna get it clean, headed down the border road, call the El Camino. Well, I've been oppressed, you know I've been opposed by a barbed wire fence and a bud of rose, leaving all I've loved and all I've seen, headed down the border road. Call the El Camino, headed down the border road. Call the El Camino. My heart's grown sick, got a shepherd's crook, and I'm walking sick, and I'm headed on. My heart's grown blue, I've gone wrong by you, and I don't know what to do. And I'm moving on, yeah, I'm moving on. One and one is two, and two is four. I'm going back and forth on your ragtime kitchen floor with the orange juice and the sun that shines. It really breaks my heart leaving you behind. It really breaks my heart leaving you behind. All my sheep have failed away. Rise of this politics, plenty time to pray, plenty time to wait away. Well, all my friends that I love the most, you know I'm headed out to that other coast. Gonna wash my soul, gonna get it clean, headed down the border road. Call the El Camino, headed down the border road. Call the El Camino.
Please now open your hymnals to hymn 346 and rise and embody your spirit as you're willing and able to sing, Come Sing a Song to Me.
With all his heart to I'm Kate Crawford. I'm the survey coordinator for the search committee.
Before I answer my welcome, I have a couple of housekeeping things. First of all, I'd like to introduce the members of the search committee who are here today. Maureen Davies. List from up here. And we are your ministerial search committee. And we are helping you with your search, with our search. For those of you who are visiting today or haven't been coming for very long or have never been to a church who is in search, what we're talking about is how a congregation like us goes about making a match with a long-term settled minister. And we'll talk a lot about that today. So if after the service you have any questions about what in the world is going on here, you can talk to anybody who will talk to you about it. But for sure you can talk to all of us have these fancy ribbons on our name tags, and we're all very interested in talking to you about the process. Also, there's details provided on these beautiful signs that Brian prepared. Team effort. And they're beautiful signs that have a lot of the details about the process. So you can place yourself in where we are in this journey. We're very busy. Kate has an update on the survey so far.
Hi. So the search committee has put out a survey so we can accurately represent the congregation in our search for a new settled minister. So far, we have 36 people who have filled out the survey. So thank you to every single one of you who has filled it out. We would still like to hear from more of the congregation, preferably 90 to 100 people. So, good news, we have extended the survey date another week. So please go take it so we can accurately represent you.
For our opening, okay. As we begin today, please put your phones in worship mode. So silent. Also, we have a chapel in the back of the sanctuary, and we invite you to share your joys and concerns there, or use it for a quiet, peaceful place. Children are always welcome in this sanctuary at all times during the service. If you'd like to have us take care of your little ones during the service, we have a nursery downstairs. We also broadcast the service on closed circuit TV, in the social hall, and in the nursery. And after the service, everyone is invited downstairs for coffee and snacks and excellent company. Finally, please note the announcements in the order of service, which include many ways to participate in the life of this congregation. For my opening words, and the opening words on behalf of the search committee today, I'd like to call our attention to the covenant. Our covenant is written in the order of service. It's near the bottom of one of the panels. And anybody who can do so, please read it with me as our opening words today. Our covenant represents the promises we make to each other about how we're going to be together in community. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and our service to the world is love in action. We covenant to build a religious community that is guided by love, sustained by respectful relationships, and committed to action we make. We celebrate this common purpose whenever we gather, and do our best to abide by this covenant.
All right. Please stand as you're willing and able for the chapel for the chalice lighting. I have Brooklyn with me doing it. All right, let's do it. So we're done with playing. All right, we light this chalice for the warmth of love, for the light of truth, and the Woo! All right, I'd like to invite the young and young at heart to come join us for the time for all ages. Come on back. We're gonna come over here. Will you show us where to go? Now, my friends who were coming during summer for summer art week, do we have more or less kids than we did before? Like a lot more, right? Who knows why? At least in my opinion. Why, Leo?
Because it's the first week of classes.
It's the first week of classes! We are so excited to start. Your teachers and I and Margot, our youth coordinator, have been getting ready all summer. We're glad you're here. I'm going to tell you a couple new things we're going to do, because once I start the story, I'm liable to forget. So something we knew we're going to do is that when the story is done, instead of going down these stairs, we're going to walk back this way and go down the stairs and elevator. So that way, I don't know if you know this, but there's a song that people sing for us, and I never hear it because we are booking it down this way. So this way we get to hear the beautiful song everyone sings for us. Another new thing is that if it's your first time here and your adult hasn't checked in with Margot already, we want the adult to come downstairs with the children and youth just to sign in so we have preliminary information. And that is about the new stuff. So I don't know about you, but I am excited because we're having some new things and some old things happening. A lot of you are going to be in the same room. Maybe you're in first grade, but now you're in second grade, so you're in the same room. But some of you are moving to different rooms and have different teachers. And I was thinking about the changes, and I was thinking, when I was your age and I would change schools, I would be so nervous. I remember when I went in my school, we went from 4th grade, we were in a new school in 5th grade. I was so nervous the night before I could barely sleep because I wasn't sure, where's my locker going to be? I'm going to have a locker for the first time? I'm going to have to change for gym? Yikes. I'm going to have all these new things. And my mom told me, she said, Becky, because my mom calls me Becky. She said, Becky, you're still the same person. You're still you. So even if something's changed, maybe you'll still have some friends from school who are there, maybe things will be different, but who you are and what makes you won't change just you're in the new place. So I want our children and youth to remember, even if you're in a new classroom with new teachers, maybe some new kids learning new things, and I want our congregation to remember, we have a new DRE, we have a different interim minister, some things might change, but you're still you, and what makes you, you won't change. So with that, we're going to head downstairs, and remember, we're not going this way, come this way.
A bit of a housekeeping note, you guys may have noticed the paper and pencil underneath chairs at the end of the rows. That is so, see these baskets underneath this sign and that sign over there. That is one more way that the search committee can hear from you. If you have any thoughts about things that you'd like to share with us, or questions, if you want to sign it, we can get back to you. If you don't feel necessarily comfortable or can't get a hold of one of us in person, that is an excellent way to have input on the search. Now, this is a story of community. This was shared by Dr. Glenn Thomas Rideout. He's the director of music at the Ann Arbor congregation in Ann Arbor, Michigan. So I'm kind of just recreating what he did with his permission and blessing, of course. Just a little change for our congregation. There was a minister called to serve a congregation much like this one. They suspected that this minister was a little odd, but that's what they liked about this minister. What they did not expect was that this minister would preach every sermon by potluck. And I don't mean that metaphorically. I mean that every Sunday, the minister would ask the congregation to bring dishes to worship the next week, depending on what the congregation that minister felt was in need of learning. And so, there was the receiving line from the first week. And because the minister could see that everyone had expected for things to remain exactly the same, for the service to go on this particular way, for this particular amount of time, and to quote a particular person. And the minister said, "Hey, next week, everyone's bringing chicken." And everyone brought chicken to the potluck. And everyone the next week tasted the chicken. And the first dish was fine. It was good, in fact. And the second was all right. And the third was excellent. But the 14th dish of chicken. And the minister at the end said, "Such is it with community. Not everyone is to bring chicken. Not everyone can cook chicken. Not everyone eats chicken." And he began with the next assignment. "What do you cook well?" The minister said. "And what do you cook well?" They were very excited because they thought this was going to be a good one. "Oh, I do green jello very well." Good. You will bring anything but green jello. "Well, I roast turkey. Bring anything but turkey." And so, everyone brought to the next week's potluck anything but what they did well. And they had a horrible meal. And the minister said, "Such is it with community. You are not expected to operate at your best on the things you do not do well. But we will expect you to work on them, maybe at your own Sunday dinner." Finally, the minister said, "What do you love to feed people?" And the looks on people's faces arose and brightened. Each of them had specifically in mind what they'd like to feed people. And the minister said, "Bring exactly that." And some of them roasted chicken, and some of them, perhaps too many of them, brought Jello salad. Though they were each unique and with added love. And some brought homemade hummus, and the ones who couldn't cook at all stopped by the Smiths. But they stopped with care. And because none of them were interested in doing the same thing, and because all of them were interested in doing exactly what manifested from their thoughts of love and their desire to feed one another, the minister could finally say the point of the sermon series. Such is it with community. Don't you dare think we expect anything from you except for all the love you can muster. Don't expect that we'll let you go for the things you don't do well yet. We'll hold you to that too. But the room is a potluck of humanity, and we will feed each other with common purpose and dazzling difference. And that was delicious.
It is our practice here at South Valley to split our worship service offerings with a charitable organization or program that aligns with our values and principles. September and October, it will go to VOA Center for Women and Children, which provides safety and support for homeless and low-income women who are withdrawing from alcohol and drugs. The center is a 30-bed social model where women can complete their detoxification process, take care of their children, and move towards self-sufficiency. Women are connected to needed resources such as substance abuse, treatment, and recovery-focused support groups, and have the opportunity to work in the on-site garden. Please join me in saying the words printed in the order of service for our offering. We are His church. We are His hands, His heart, His voice. Together we share the wealth of this community and sustain it with our gifts.
When I was a boy, Sunday we would go to church, pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word, consecrate the holy bread. Everyone would kneel and bow. The only difference is everything is holy now. Everything never faded. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time most of us see us do. Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad. Miracles don't happen still. Now I can't keep track. Everything's a miracle. Everything never fades. Everything's a miracle. Wine, water is not so small. And even better, magic trick. Anything's here at all. So challenging thing because I look for miracles. Find where they is and walk on. Holy water was big at best. Barely wet my fingertips. And I have to hold my breath. I can swim in the sea big. Used to be a world half there. Having second rain, hand me down. Walking on the red air. Everything is holy now. Everything, everything, everything is holy now. Free, working in Shiloh's face. Say it's not a testament that a girl heart say. See, on a new morning come. Say it's not a sacrament. Tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, I saw a little red-winged bird, shine like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. Made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out. How things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. Used to be a world half there.
let you all know that we had our first cottage meeting last night at Jay and Spencer's, and it was very lovely. We shared a delicious meal and good conversation. So if you haven't signed up for a cottage meeting, I invite you to, because it was very delicious. So I was going to talk a little bit more about our cottage meetings and kind of the type of conversation that we would have in them. But inspiration kind of hit me very early this morning, so I'm going to take it in a little different direction. Early, very early in the morning, I hear it. It's very clear, and it will not stop. It is a frantic, repetitive, insistent meow. I know this meow. It's not a food meow. It's not an attention-seeking meow. It's not a meow of pain, although it's dramatic enough to be. No, it's a meow that lets me know he wants to go outside. Mind you, this insistent meower is at most times a perfectly portly indoor cat. Only allowed outside thanks to a protective tall cement wall. But at this moment, so early in the dark morning, this insistent meower needed to be a hunter. So I gave in. He bounded out the door and into the darkness. He sniffed and clawed at the dirt, sensing something I could not. He danced around the edge of darkness, determined in his search. And in that moment, he was a Black Panther, roaming his urban jungle, confident and content. But I was a nervous mama. Why did he need to go out this early? Why so frantic? Could he sense something was out there? Did he hear scratching or smell a nearby foe? Was something really there? Would he get into a fight and get hurt, which has happened before, so I'm justified in my worry. How on earth, and so now, how on earth am I going to go back to sleep? But there was nothing to do, no sign of danger. He was having fun, and I was tired. So I decided to turn off my worries by turning out the porch light. Let him be where he needs to be. Let him dance in the darkness. It wasn't long before the little panther made his way home. Content and whole, no fighting, he culminated his hunt with the kibble in his bowl. The little adventurer curled up and went back to sleep, and soon, so did I. We, as a community, are like my little panther, on the prowl. We seek answers to many questions. Who are we as a community? What are our values, and how do we live them out together? What are our needs? What do we find meaningful here, and where are we going? How might a minister best share in the ministry we do here? What are we looking for in a minister, and what roles will that minister take in our continued journey? So many questions can lead to some unease. But let us be confident in our hunt. Let us take joy in the opportunity to reflect, to delight in who we are, for we are a wonderful community. with so much to be grateful for and so much to give. Let us dance in the darkness. Know this is where we need to be right now, and it is a good place to be. And soon, the sun will come, and we will have some answers.
Please remain seated. Open your hymnal, please, that is the teal hymnal, to 1003. It's a little bit difficult to find this first two songs take a couple pages. We will be singing through this 3 times, but only to the third time through. Please notice that each time we have one repeat. So where do we come from? Where are we going? And then where do we come from? Where are we going? We sing that through each phrase through twice. And then we'll stop after number 3. After we do 1, 2, and 3, then we'll break into rounds, starting with this group, and this group. Please follow my lead, and I will sing with your group as well. Please remain seated.
So I'm going to start with a joke. Why did the EU cross the road? Some of you know it. Why did the Unitarian Universalist cross the road? To support the chicken in search of its own path. How many Unitarian Universalists does it take to screw in a light bulb? This is my very, very favorite joke. We choose not to make a statement either in favor of or against the need for a light bulb. However, in your own journey, if you have found that a light bulb works for you, that is fine. You are invited to write a poem or compose a modern dance about your personal relationship with your light bulb. Present it next month at our annual Light Bulb Sunday service, in which we will explore a number of light bulb traditions, including incandescent, fluorescent, three-way, long life, and tinted. all of which are equally valid paths to luminescence. That's really my favorite joke. The equally valid paths to luminescence is just, it should be a bumper sticker, it should be on our t-shirts. But one way the light bulb joke is funny is because it makes light of our earnestness. And it makes light of how we actually do the inviting of exploration and expression and participation. Our tradition does not hold up our church as the source of truth. Our religious tradition holds that the individual is the source of authority. You are the authority. Our principles call on each of us to honor the worth and dignity of all people, and for each of us to pursue a responsible search for truth and meaning. Our tradition does not call on us to agree, it calls on us to search. So we attract people who are searching and skeptical, people for whom conformity is much less valuable than freedom of expression and freedom of ideas. Many of us have been offered a religious or a spiritual path in life that we could not take. Instead, we're on a more complicated road, sometimes at great personal cost. It is not so much that we prefer independence, it's that there is no other way. Our congregation and our tradition place the ultimate authority in the individual. We vote when we decide. Unitarian Universalism offers a process for being independent in community. As a congregation, South Valley is a vessel in which we are all independent together. We gather to learn and grow, to find inspiration and nourishment. Hopefully we find sustaining relationships. Hopefully we hear our voices amplified when we raise our voices together. The calling of a settled minister is one of the most significant communal acts that we will take. I think this light bulb joke is funny because it points to the truth about how we operate and the way we are in the world. What could it possibly look like for such a flexible group to come to a single consequential decision at a particular time? How in the world does a collection of individualists and nonconformists take a common action? Well, it looks like the ministerial search process. As members of this community, you are responsible for this community. And you are responsible for our search. Your voice is essential here. And the search process seeks to hear your voice and get your contributions. Share your voice and share your vision. So what are you called to do in this process? First of all, the easy part, think about what is and what is possible for South Valley. What is essential about this place? What is unique? What is valuable? What do we bring to the world? What's our legacy? What does this community want and need from a minister? And what future are we seeking? Think about this. What stories must we understand in order to understand ourselves? What's precious to you? What scares you? What must not go without saying? For all of you individualists out there, it's time to make your own personal decision to take the survey. And it's time to make your own personal decision to come to a cottage meeting and contribute to our common story. And if coming to a cottage meeting is not what you're about, it's not okay to just not share your story. Find another way. Help the search committee compile our story and represent us. This is no joke. How many South Valley Unitarians does it take to call minister? Oh, him. Please join us now in singing hymn 131, Love Guide Us. Please rise as you're willing to sing.
Love
change the world with your love. That is right. And it's truer here than most other places. Believe it. If there are two things that you Unitarian Universalists are called to be good at, it's listening and loving. Maybe that's true of most religions, but I really only have the one data point. We listen to hold the afflicted in care. Listen for how to best support marginalized groups. Listen to those who have different life experiences and different worldviews from ours. And we hold all of these people in care and love and advocate on their behalf when they can't. I was speaking on a panel yesterday about faith and climate change, led by Mormon Environmental Stewardship Alliance. So, a Jew, a Muslim, a Latter-day Saint, and you are talking about climate change. For a second, that sounded like the setup of a joke. It wasn't a big crowd. I've been asked how it went by many people since that knew that I was going to do it, and I basically said it's fine. It was good. Like I said, it wasn't a big crowd, but the conversation was so important for building a movement. I met LDS folks navigating their waters and figuring out a path forward. Imam Yasir from a mosque in downtown Salt Lake talked about how difficult it is for them to take public stances on pretty much anything, let alone something that tends to be, for whatever reason, politically charged, because of the intense media scrutiny of their faith and the potential for literal violent backlash. They seriously have paid security when they are hosting events. He wants to engage in public interfaith dialogue. They want to be a voice in the community, but they need willing partners with privilege and freedom to help. The Jewish community is in a similar position with recent violence across the country towards their people, and I suppose for millennia. They need not just our ears and our hearts, but also our voices. More than any community I've ever been a part of, I feel this congregation of wonderful people truly lives UU principles and values to the best of our abilities, which is not always successful, of course. That's why I believe that this congregation is best positioned to be a unifying, safe, strong voice for the faith communities of Salt Lake. Not just on climate, but a whole host of issues. If only we had more hands, more hearts, more voices, right? There's a well-worn, but no less true adage: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Yes, this congregation can do things very fast. We can. But when we go together with other peoples of faith and shared values, we can raise the bar. We can be truly impactful. We can take our salvific message of love far into the wider world. Now, switching gears a bit, a personal story. From May 2007 to May 2008, I served on the search committee for the UU congregation of Ann Arbor, Michigan, a community of about 600 to 700 people, depending on how you counted it at the time. 2007 was quite a year in my life. Before joining the search committee, on March 2nd, 2007, I attended a dinner party with some of my friends from the church. We were in our 20s, where we tasted through half a dozen bottles of wine, which, as heady, privileged 20-somethings, we did quite often in search of the best Cabernet under $12, or some similar theme. Heady times. What did I do with my time before I had kids? That. Early the next morning, March 3rd, 2007, I had a grand mal seizure. And 2 days after that, I had brain surgery to remove the cancerous tumor that caused it. And then radiation, chemo, yada. I'm fine. I'm here. But it's these traumas in life that crystallize what's truly important. I felt a yearning to do something more to love a little more. On April 1st, no joke, April 1st, the chair of the search committee got up before the congregation in Ann Arbor and announced that after 2 years, a major survey, many cottage meetings for a congregation of 600 people, 14 phone interviews with ministers, and 4 full weekends with the people they invited out of those 14. The search committee failed to find a good match for the congregation. It was at that moment that I decided how to spend my free time for the coming year. Not officially yet, but somehow a divine presence spoke to me, or maybe conscience, or maybe it was just good indigestion. Okay, so why did I tell that story? Right? Okay. Congregation of 600. All we could talk about was growth and how to do it. We wanted to be a greater presence in the community, of course. We wanted to be more diverse. We were, in the words of pretty much everybody who we talked to in the greater UU world, poised for growth. Great! And we were obsessed with numbers. I was definitely obsessed with the numbers, too. We wanted to be 1,000 members like Portland or Dallas or Washington, D.C. And this is what we told prospective ministers. It's like, why? Why? Is this an innate human thing that we just want the biggest, the best, want it bigger, more? Is it Western culture, just America? And here we were, freaking hippie UUs thinking member size mattered, but that's another sermon altogether. But you know who we ended up calling as our next senior minister? The minister who told us we were wrong. The minister that truly listened. The minister that took our greater community, or looked at our greater community, looked at our church community, looked at our survey results, balance sheets, looked at what we were saying and saw a disconnect. And I'll never forget what she said. Before expanding your diversity, before growing the numbers, you need to address the diversity within the community and grow within the church. You know what? She was right. She was the right minister for our congregation. And now that congregation, 600-ish at the time, is stronger than ever in the most vibrant group of 632 members in the country. I came from there and grew up through that time period, and it was the most growth I've ever seen anywhere. I don't even know how to say that, but expectations be damned, right? Okay, again, why did I tell the story? Was it inspirational? Like the order of service said, this is supposed to be inspiration of search, right? No. But it does serve as a preface to expectations. We might not find the right minister this year. And that might be the right decision. It sure was in Ann Arbor. In reviewing some of the qualitative responses to the survey, there were a lot that sounded somewhat like this one. The question asks, why should our future minister consider joining the next chapter of our journey? And here's, I don't know, I picked a kind of middle of the road representative answer. We are a vibrant community of we are a vibrant and loving community making exciting changes as a congregation towards becoming a larger congregation. In other words, we're great. Growth. Sounds familiar, sort of. It's hard for me not to see a straight line between the attitudes. But I have to tell you that there are some very, very important distinctions to be made. First of all, I mentioned internal congregational health. I think that that's where this congregation shines. And certainly we're not perfect. But the way that this congregation serves the people who walk through these doors in a very inclusive and welcoming manner. I'm not saying that that wasn't happening in Ann Arbor, but there was a lot of diversity in the congregation that was just being sort of ignored. And I think we do a great job of that here. The other issue, and these are all sort of just technical things, but let's look at size per capita, right? We've got a huge huge city here, and we are 150 members. There's room for us to grow. Also, the growth of the area. This area is supposed to double in size in 15 years. There's a lot more bodies that are going to be coming in this area, and there are an increasing number of people who are disillusioned with the religion of their childhood. So, unlike in Ann Arbor, where numerical growth was somehow a heavy emphasis and perhaps unrealistic, growth is coming to us, whether we're ready or not, whether we like it or not. We need to have our ship in order with the right captain, even though the crew, us, sails the ship. And we need everyone here and all our friends not here today to contribute this fall so we can sail into the future and be that beacon, that unifying, supporting, loving presence, the afflicted of the wider world that we envision. We are the search committee, but together we are the search team. Let us build that beloved community that our Universalist forebears promised. Come and go with me is number 1018. It's the closing hymn today. Please raise your body, spirits, and voices as you are able. Number 1018 in the teal hymn.
We've talked a lot about coming to cottage meetings today. I'm your cottage meeting coordinator, Laura Renshaw. Raise your hand if you know how to sign up for a cottage meeting. Now put them down. Raise your hand if you're not really sure. Plenty of people are not really sure. So if you go to the website, the South Valley website, svus.org, you should find links there both for the survey and for the cottage meetings. Also downstairs at the hub after church, there will be sign-ups. So there's lots of ways to do it. You can also talk to one of the members of the search committee, and we're happy to talk to you. We're doing all of these things. So you might be wondering, why a survey? If we can do the survey, why do I also have to come to a cottage meeting? So the survey gives us a lot of quantitative data and some qualitative data, but the conversations that we have, this is what's going to help inform what we take to administer from you. So it's really, really crucial, and we really do want you to participate. Raise your hand if you're signed up for a cottage meeting. Yay! Thank you so much. I want to extend my gratitude on behalf of the committee for your participation. And we're having them every Sunday after church for the next 4 weeks. So even if your weekends are really busy and you can't get to somebody's house, hopefully you can stay after church one Sunday to do that. And since we're extending it for a week, we have free movie tickets for everybody that signs up for a cottage meeting, because we'll have your email and your phone number. So we'll know how to reach you if you win. So you've got a week to do it, to get in there, and yeah. It's a raffle, it's a draw. We'll just pick a name. So get in there and do it, and I'll be looking forward to seeing your name pop up on my register to come.
Thanks, Laura. So love is the spirit of love is the spirit of this congregation, and our service to the world is love in action. To live into that reality, we need to work together as a search team. So as we go today, let's be a team. Go in peace.
When my blood runs warm, go red wine. Miss the love that I left behind. And I hear the sound of the blackbird's cry. I know the life that'll make up time. Well, this road I'm on will turn to sand. Leave me lost in a far off land. Me ride the wind when I don't look back. Get the life that I've almost had. Till I want